We saw him in concert. The guy's like unbelievable. We're big fans here.
Janelle, we missed the first thing you said because you were muted.
Oh, sorry. I just said we have a little Keith Urban here for you tonight. Okay, I'm just making.
You guys saw him in concert?
Awesome. We are live streaming, friends.
We are live streaming. We are recording. Systems a go.
All systems a go.
Let us know in the chat box, guys, what you would do with an extra couple $100 a month. That's what we're talking about tonight. What would you do with a couple hundred extra?
Comment below.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Pay my bills.
That's a good one. How about fun money? What would you do with some extra fun money?
Yeah.
Put it in the bank, pay some bills, order more oils. Yeah, right? Woot.
Braces for my daughter.
Yeah.
Buy contact lenses for my boy. Aw, save for anniversary vacation. Beth, awesome.
Yeah.
Saving for future. Buy new hearing aids. Hello, savings. Maybe a vacation. Support some favorite online ministers. Yes. Awesome. I love all these. We're so happy to have you guys with us tonight. We are so excited to share this information with you. Got people rolling in.
Yeah.
Almost going. Up to 45 members here. Welcome. A wedding dress fund for my daughter. Nice. All the ninja. Vacation. University for my kiddos. I love these answers, guys. These are so great.
So awesome.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the call tonight. We are stoked to share this info with you, like I said, but also we have a guest speaker, a surprise guest speaker. You guys, we've been baiting you all week talking about this guest speaker. He is an expert on how to drive multiple income streams that serve you, not the system. He's consulted several multi-million-dollar companies on how to thrive, and he will explain why right now is the time to build passive income with Young Living. He's been married to his wife for over 20 years, and they have 7 beautiful children. Raise your hands, and let's give a big Best Life Besties welcome to Jason Reinhart. Woohoo! Welcome, Jason.
Good day, good evening, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with us here tonight. Looking very excited here towards what's going to happen tonight.
Yes, so you might have guessed, you might not have guessed that it was my husband, but Jason has a real special gift with business. It really is. Some of us are gifted with drawing, painting, cooking. Jason is gifted with business. And so I realized this early on in our marriage. He was my manager in my singing career. And then when I got sick, we came home and moved back to Lloydminster. And Jason started several companies around the oil field. So real estate around the oil field, maintenance companies, that sort of thing. But I'm going to let him talk a little bit more about that because, you know, he'll explain himself a little bit better. So go ahead, Jason.
When I was growing up, I wanted to be a rock star, and you can see the guitars in the background, still a bit of a passion of mine. And I didn't have it in me to be a rock star, so I had to marry one. So I chased that dream and toured around the world with Janelle for a little while, had lots of fun doing that. But I realized that I'm systematic, I'm business minded, and I've read 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 books.
Yeah, you're a voracious reader for
just
sure.
Different topics. I used to read 2 books a week. And I just love the whole concept of business and helping people and the psychology of how things work, and really driven by that. And so I got involved in, you start a company, and then some of it was real estate and development, construction. And then people started asking me questions. So I got into consulting. I call it a little bit of insulting because I actually tell people the truth. And some people find that a bit insulting, but that's the way it is. And so after, playing the music and doing all these different deals, helping people out with their companies, then I started actually growing other companies, investing in other people, playing with the stock market and silver and gold and all these other different things. So getting a wide variety of perspective on different things so that I could help people and, you know, take care of our family, those kind of things. And tonight I want to share with you some insights and some ideas I have on young living.
Awesome. So, Jason, what do you think about having multiple streams of income? And when you started developing what we call your portfolio, what was kind of like the secret sauce for you? That's something that clicked and all of a sudden you were like, okay, I know that I can do this and I can do this well if I have this thing. What was that thing?
Yeah, and it comes back to people always ask, how do I generate or how do I keep my wealth in times, in certain times like this? And so when you go back to books like The Millionaire Mindset, which is, I don't necessarily recommend you read it because there's a lot of details in there and stuff that may not pertain to the conversation tonight. But there's a few things out of there I want to share that I think will help everybody out here tonight. How do millionaires think?
Mm-hmm.
And they have multiple streams of income. And why would you want that? Because the market changes, it's up and down. So when something is up, something else may be down. When this is up, the other thing may be down. And so you want to hedge your bets against these different things when you're dealing with a market that's actually manipulated. And that's something that everybody needs to know, is the market is not as real as everybody think. Oh, the market's down today, the market's up. It's manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
So we are pawns in the game.
Oh, fun.
So how do we become good pawns and do well with the game?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we
play the game?
Play the game. So in different streams of income, we have a job, we could have real estate, we could have stocks, we could have bonds, we could have gold, silver, we could have private investments, we could have multiple businesses, and we could have a business called Young Living.
Yeah, multi-level marketing company business. Yep.
I think one of the things that people need to know is that you need to have a successful mindset. And I want you to put this in your mind right now. There's always a way. There is always a way. And so many people get depressed or they get downtrodden. There's always a way. And if you say the word can't around me, I'm going to make you do laps around my house.
That's the rule at our house with our kids. If they say, oh, I can't do this, they get a lap around the house.
A 4-letter swear word in our house is like can't. There's some other ones, but can't is a big one.
Yeah.
And this is true story. Ask my nephew. He was here last week and he said, can't. We're working on an old motorbike. They sucked me into this. I'm busy. They want to fix this old motorbike. And I'm like, Dad, can you help me with this? I'm like, okay. So we get this old motorbike going and we had one more issue. And my nephew, who's extremely smart, says, we can't do that. I'm like, oh, did you just say can't? Oh, I am so sad for you. And I looked at him and I said 2 laps. And he looks at me, he's like, what? I'm like, do you want more? Start with 2. And he's like off running. Like he had to get this done. This was very, you know, you don't mess around with the word can't in our house.
Yeah.
All right. So we got that straight. No can't tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Young Living is a viable business.
Mm-hmm.
So we know the economy is controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we going to do about it? These are uncertain times, but I'm going to tell you, there's always uncertain times. There's always something going on.
Mm-hmm.
You could be a sickness in your life. It could be, you know, an issue within the family, whatever's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's always uncertain times. So how do we prepare for this with something like Young Living? Did you know the old company Reitman's filed for bankruptcy this week?
Wow.
You just don't know. So let's prepare for this.
So what are some of the ways that you would know that, you know, a company like Young Living or any other stream of income is actually a good idea for you? What are some of the criteria you're looking for?
Okay, so when we got involved in this, it was like you were kind of throwing this around and we had some great success with some kids that were sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 5 minutes, the kid's feeling better. It's saving us some money. It's healthy. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, the first thing you want to look at a multi-level marketing business or a business, there's fundamentals we look at, and a lot of them are the same. Is this a quality business? So in Young Living, is this a quality product?
Mm-hmm.
And so when we look at Young Living, we go, the product works. Well, I've had it tested on myself. I'm one of those guys that make me a believer. That's my thing, right?
Yeah, you're skeptical by nature, right?
Oh, that's being recorded. Did you just say that?
I did. The truth sometimes hurts, buddy. Sorry.
Oh, like, let's not get our personal life involved here, okay? So I want to know if this works because there's so many things out there. And I took the stuff to our chiropractor and I had it tested on me and all the oils. And when I go, I'm talking a Rubbermaid full of stuff. I took it and I had the oils tested on me. And he goes, why are we even doing this? I'm like, I want to know if they work. He goes, I test Young Living oils on everybody and I've never had one not test well.
Wow.
We have a quality product, people. I love that. That's very important. Next thing, in a multi-level marketing company, you want to know if it's a consumable, because you get some of these things where you're buying, like let's say a kitchen utensil for your kitchen. You're going to buy one every 5 or 10 years.
Right.
So you put all this effort into building your company, you make one sale, and then 5 years later, you make another sale. You can't survive on that. Somebody else is eating your lunch. So you want to look at it consumables. And Young Living, they have multi-layers of consumables. They have food, they have health products, and they have like things like, I guess, would you call it toiletries?
Personal,
personal
care
hygiene.
products.
Okay, get this.
Personal care products. That's
Personal
what they're
care.
called.
I need some of that personal care, right? So we're brushing our teeth every day. So those are the kind of things that you want in a company. Consumables, people need to reorder every month. So we have quality, we have consumables, compensation plan. So you're putting this effort in there, you're putting your name out there, you get all these people signed up, and you get a good reward for your work. That's very important. And Young Living, what I've seen, and actually I can't say the name on record here, but we were at a big conference, one of the top people that teaches on multi-level marketing. We were with her and her right-hand guy. Can't talk about this. And I just said, what is the best company? They had no bias. And they said, by far, Young Living, no questions, has the best compensation plan out there right now.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We were like, seriously? Awesome.
Yeah,
because that's our company.
Yeah, we picked, maybe we got lucky.
We picked the right one.
But we're giving you that information to make that decision now. So we've got quality product, we've got consumables, we've got compensation plan. The next thing is retention. So again, we're talking about all this work. You put all this work into it, you get all these people signed up, they're enjoying the product, but then they drop off and you got to find new people. One of the things in marketing and sales is your cheapest client is your current client. Okay, so you put this effort in. So you don't want to lose them. So you want to take care of them and service them so they stick around because you already know them. The cost, I don't know what it is now, but it could be 10 to 20 times the cost and effort to find a new client as it is to keep your clients. So overall, the retention rate in this industry for multi-level marketing is
only
8%. 8%. So out of 100 people you bring in, only 8 of them stick around.
Not good.
That sounds like a bad day to me.
That's a bad day.
That's a bad day. So if you really want to have some serious action and retention, Young Living has 42%.
On average, most distributors have 42%. Crystal and I looked at our stats, and Crystal's at 41 and I'm at 43. So that's like seriously a really good average.
So you're getting close to 50% of the people that you work with are showing up. So that's 5 times more than the industry average. So your efforts working with this company compared to another one, you're going to get 5 times the rewards. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's kind of like our kids. We got 5 times the amount of kids as most people.
Right.
5 times the rewards here.
Okay.
So long-term value. The cool thing with a multi-level marketing business, if it is strong, like when we build companies, you look at it, you build them to sell them because eventually that's what's going to happen, whether you die or you want to move on to something else. You build it to sell. So when you go to sell a company and it's not cash flowing very well, you're not going to get much for it. But if you have all these ingredients, you're going to get a higher resale value of your company, which is a Young Living, in a sense. I was going to call it a dealership, but it's just all these common industry terms.
Yeah.
And I like that. The other thing is you can will it to your kids.
So Young Living, you can actually sell your organization if you want, or you can will it. Very,
very, very cool. Now, one of the things with companies, we talk about how many companies actually survive in a 10-year lifespan. I think the stats are now a company that starts today in 10 years, only 2% of those companies will still be in business. 2%. So that's a lot of time and effort and money people put into building their company that's no longer here. Young Living. So the average company in the multi-level marketing is what, 5 to 7 to 8 years. They're lucky to survive.
Yeah.
Young Living's already over 25 years old. So you have that stability as a company that when you're going to put this effort in and you want to go to sell it, you know there's value there long term. You know you can will it to your kids and there's cash flow there. So that's very, very cool.
So let's talk a little bit about how cool passive income is. So what is passive income, and is Young Living a good passive income?
Oh, really?
Really?
So passive income is things like real estate. So you rent out a property, you sign a lease, let's say in a house for a year, and that cash flow is going to come in, hoping that certain things don't happen and people go broke. Same thing with industrial real estate. It comes in, you don't have to show up every day. So that's the meaning of that. It can even be stocks. If you have a good stock portfolio, it's passive income. It means it's growing without you showing up every day. Now, Young Living, the one thing is it's an active and a passive, because you can build your portfolio into a passive income, which means you can put this effort into it. And let's say you get up to $2,000 a month or 3 or 5 or whatever the number is, you have a goal. And if you stop, you know, maybe it won't change for a while. Maybe it'll go down a bit. Sometimes we've seen people even go up after they've had to take a leave of absence because of sickness or something like that. But you know that if you're working with the right organization, that you can still have money coming in. Let's say it's $200 or $500 a month. And that's sometimes what makes the difference when you put that effort in. So that's nice to know that it's not going to go right to zero instantly.
Right. Like obviously we just had our baby's 10 months old now. And so the month before to literally like 2 months ago, I hardly did anything to my Young Living business. I posted on Facebook. That's it. I hardly enrolled. If somebody came to me and wanted to, fine, but I didn't like actively pursue my business, but I was still getting paid. I would wake up and have money in, you know, rolling on my app saying that I was making money while I was sleeping because of the work that I had previously done before I had my baby. And so I took basically a 9-month mat leave, quote unquote, completely paid. And some months I made more than I had made, you know, before, just because of the way that my structure grew, my organization grew while I was taking a chosen break from my Young Living business. Some people have, you know, like a sickness or something like that, unforeseen things, but the money still comes in with a Young Living business. And that is like a huge blessing. I know you've heard Crystal's story before, but when she lost her husband, she was still able to get that income. And it's such an awesome gift.
One of the things I'd like to add, Janelle, is we talk about sales and people like they sign up a bunch of people and then they stop. You need to build a little momentum before you quit. You can't just, okay, I had a great month. I signed up 20 people. I'm going to quit. I have this saying that I gave at one of your presentations one time. Some of you might've been there. The saying was enroll and take them on a stroll. Enroll and take them on a stroll.
That's right.
Enroll and take them on a stroll, which means when you enroll somebody, take them on a journey, walk with them, journey with them, and say, you know what, here's what the products are about. You don't just sign them up and leave them, because that's not a relationship. And that's actually, I wouldn't want to be treated that way. If you've put the effort into enrolling somebody and they've given you the time to actually enroll, you want to show them the benefits that this product can do for them, not only their health, but financially. And if you don't, you're doing them a disservice. I truly believe is that if you start a company just to make money without helping people, I think that's a selfish endeavor. One of the purposes of a company is actually to help people. And that's one of the things that we talk business all the time. I'm a numbers guy. I'm always like, okay, check these numbers. I'm like, look at these numbers, do this, do that. And I'm analyzing all this information. And I hear Janelle on the phone talking to people, and she doesn't talk numbers. She talks about the success of other people. Can you believe somebody just hit silver? I'm like, they bought silver? How much did they get the silver for? No, they hit silver. Where did they hide the silver? But she's always talking about other people and their success. And I think that's the kind of group you want. I know she's my wife, and of course I like her and all that kind of stuff that goes along with that. But you need to remember that you want to work with a group of people that's giving you life and cares about you, because I think that's a very, very important aspect. And we used to talk about it in business. If you're going to spend 8 hours a day someplace, why don't you spend it with people you like? Well, that's an interesting. I don't like my job. I don't like that. Well, then do something about it. Like, well, I'm like, well, change your attitude. Let's start with that. And people like, they're like, well, you know, it's this and that. And I said, well, why don't you get along with yourself? You get along with yourself and other people will get along with you. And maybe that's where we need to go with this. So I just really want to say that you talk about other people's success. You do such a good job of that and breathing into people. And it's an honor to be your husband.
Aww.
And girlfriend, you are the best.
Thanks, babe. So, yeah, thank you so much, Jason, for being on the call and for sharing your advice and for being my husband.
Yes.
I love doing life with you, and it's super fun to be able to do this with your spouse. And that's something that if you and your spouse want to partner in your Young Living business, it's something that you can do. It's not necessary, but it's something that you can do and is really, really fun. So thanks again for being on.
All right, girl. Love you.
Thank you, Jason. We really appreciate having you here tonight.
All righty. Okay, so Jason talked about a little bit of the process of how to enroll people, what that looks like, that the company itself is solid, to be able to bring people to, like, it's a safe place to bring people to. The company's been around for over 25 years. We've got consumables. We've got a good retention rate. We've got all the characteristics you want in a company that you want to invest your time and your effort in to bring you residual passive income. So we told you in this call, and then you are going to just simply share from your heart with other people. So you're going to use stories. People love to hear stories. We all love to hear stories. I mean, our kids at night, Mom, tell me a story of when you were a little girl, right? We all love to hear stories. Nobody will argue with you telling them a really good story. So learn how to be a good storyteller. And a good storyteller gives the details of the situation, and then at the end gives the punchline, okay? So for example, say, oh my gosh, last week I had this splitting headache. It was pounding in my head like a drummer, and I just couldn't shake it for like 3 days. And then finally my friend, she said, oh my gosh, well, haven't you tried, peppermint? And I was like, oh, I haven't tried peppermint before. So I went and I grabbed my peppermint and I put a drop on my finger and I stuck it to the roof of my mouth and I held it there. And wouldn't you know it, in like 3 to 4 minutes, it totally broke and I didn't have a splitting headache. You see what I did there? I gave them details and we explained the problem and then we gave them the solution. So we always say stories sell, facts tell. So it's good to educate people, but a story or a testimony will always, always make people more curious. The next thing is use them publicly. So I always love to tell the story, or I remember this story. When I was first starting out, Adam Green said every time he goes into the bank, he lathers himself in peppermint. He'll put it on the back of his neck, all over his hands and his wrists, and he'll go into the bank. And of course, he smells like a candy cane when he walks in. So they're like, oh, wow, you smell amazing. And then he'll say, oh, yeah, I just put some peppermint essential oil on. And then they'll start a conversation. So same thing. One of the oils that I've used for many years now is the Joy essential oil, and it smells very floral. It's beautiful. So I just put that like as behind my ears and on my wrists as kind of like a perfume. And people always comment, oh my gosh, your perfume is so nice. I'm like, oh, actually, it's not a perfume. It's an essential oil. And they're like, oh, which one? Tell me. Oh my gosh, I got to get myself some. Right. And then it's like, oh, well, hey, let's, give me your information and I'll message you. And so boom, 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 boom. So use it publicly. If you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook, go ahead and post it on your Insta stories, just whatever you're using. If you're throwing some, lemon plus oil in your pancakes to make them taste, a little more zippy, whatever. Just expose people to the product. Okay, so here are some don't do's, okay? Don't do these. Don't post a picture of a bottle by itself. Okay, let me tell you something. People don't care about Young Living. They really don't. They don't care about your oils. They don't care about the supplements. They don't care about anything because they don't know what they can do for them. They're more interested in solving a sleep problem or a headache problem than they are about a bottle of oil. Because to them, it's like, what is that? So don't post a product picture or a promotion picture or something like that. Don't do that. What you can do is post a picture of you like this with a splitting headache. And then what you do in your post is what's we called a curiosity post. You're not actually going to give them the solution. What you're going to do is you're going to say, oh my gosh, I've had this splitting headache. And it lasted for 3 days. It was pounding in my head, right? Details, tell the story, blah, 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 blah. And I'm so glad that I no longer have to turn to Tylenol or Advil. I have found a natural solution and it works. Mic drop. Everybody's going to be thinking in their head, well, what the heck did she use? And then they're going to message you. And they're either going to comment at the bottom of your post going like, oh, well, what does he use? What's your secret? Are you going to tell them right there? No. You are going to message and say, I will PM you, which is personally message, or I'll message you. And then you go to your chat box and you message them and you have a conversation. And this is really important. You try to once they're ready to buy the product, you try to get them off of Facebook or Messenger to so-called seal the deal. That's really important because a lot of people will get lost in the messaging. So you'll say, hey, can we set up a phone call or FaceTime or something like that, and get them off the platform to hear your voice, and you take their information down, or you lead them through the enrollment process, okay? So that is expose. Now on to Crystal, and she's going to talk about enroll and essential rewards.
Okay, guys, for all of you who have a personality that really enjoys numbers and the nuts and bolts of things, this is for you. If you're not that person, just hang tight. We've got other things coming. But it's important that you know everybody hear me okay? Because it's saying my internet is unstable.
Okay, better now. We lost you there, so repeat what you just said.
Okay, you guys can hear me now?
Now we can.
Okay, good. So I was just saying, I know some of you don't enjoy.
We lost you again. Stop. Try again. Try again. Oh no. We've lost you.
It's 7 o'clock.
Oh, sorry about that.
Janelle, can you hear me?
Now I can, yeah, but you froze up.
I froze up again. And see, my signal says that I have a strong signal. Well, guys, bear with me. Hopefully we get through this. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So most members start out with a premium starter kit like we talked about. Why? Because it is highly incentivized for both the customer and the enroller. For the customer, they receive 11 oils, an red, a roller filament, and some samples and a hand sanitizer, right? They get all of that for $199.75. Something that you guys might not know is that if you separated all of those products and added it up, it would be a $300 purchase. So Young Living incentivizes the customer through this kit that saves them $101.61 to be precise. But we just like to say they save $100 by buying the kit. That's an amazing buy. So Young Living is incentivizing new members by giving them this amazing deal. If they purchase it through our monthly loyalty program called Essential Rewards, they also get $10 worth of points. points act like cash. So it's basically like getting $10 on their account right off the bat. So they're getting an amazing deal and they're getting $10 product credit basically on their account. Okay, so how about you as the enroller? How are you being incentivized to sell a premium starter kit? Because it goes both ways. There's a good deal for the customer and there's great perks for the enroller. So when you gain a new member, meaning they use your member number to create a wholesale account and they place an order for a premium starter kit within the same calendar month. That's very important. They have to do it within the same calendar month. We don't recommend starting people on getting people set up with a wholesale account until they're ready to place an order, just because we want to make sure that you're getting the perks of them placing their order the same month that the account is created. All right, because some of these perks only count in that first month. So you stand to make 3 different bonuses. Can we get slide number 1 put up, please? And I'm going to talk about the 3 different bonuses that you get. Okay, so the first bonus, just getting it up.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, here we go. The fast start bonus. This is where you earn 25% US or 29% Canadian on the volume of each order within the first 3 months. So for example, a premium starter kit is worth 100 PV. 25% of that would be $25. Or in Canadian funds, it would be $32.25. The next bonus is the starter kit bonus. This is a one-time bonus. Okay, in US, you get $25. In Canada, you get a bonus of $32.25. This is just for selling a premium starter kit in the same calendar month that they've created an account. Super simple. The third bonus is an essential rewards enrollment bonus. Now, this is paid out if when your new member buys their premium starter kit, they decide to buy it through the optional essential rewards program. This is our monthly loyalty program. There's 2 ways to shop with Young Living, the regular shop tab and the monthly order tab. Just by putting it through the monthly order tab and deciding to ditch and switch products in their home and start shopping with Young Living, you're going to get this bonus of $19.35 Canadian or $15 US. If we could look at the next slide, I'll show you what that tallies up to. These different bonuses add up to 60. If you look at the bottom, adds up to $65 US or $83.85 Canadian. Like, that's amazing for selling a premium starter kit on Essential Rewards within the same month that they've created the account. You are making, if you're a Canadian, you're making close to $100 just on the sale of a starter kit. So that's fantastic. Young Living really incentivizes us to talk about the kit and sell the kit, and also incentivizes our amazing customers by giving them such an amazing deal. Okay, at that rate, if you wanted to make an extra $200 a month, like we've been talking about on all of our posts, and we've been advertising this class by saying, how could you make an extra $200 a month? How many of those kits would you have to sell? You'd have to sell, well, depending if you're in the US or in Canada, about 3. 2 point something for Canada, about 3 for the States, something like that, right? All right, so it depends on what market you're in. But if you take a look at this graphic, maybe you are brand new and you don't have a PSK yet, a premium starter kit, and you want to get one, and you want to maybe get one for free. Well, the way that you get a premium starter kit for free is you buy yourself one, and then you share it with, you talk about it with 3 people, and they decide to get one too, and you've cover the cost of your kit by doing that. All right. So if you're brand new, you don't have a starter kit yet, and you want to get one, but it's a little touchy, like finances go, maybe you need to save up like I did. It took me a couple months to save up for my premium starter kit. Or maybe you're going to start talking to your friends and family members and see if they'd be interested. And if they are, you get your kit first, you get your member number, they get their kit through your member number, and boom, you've got yours paid for. All right. And then down the line, you're going to continue to share, and you're going to continue to make some income depending on how many people you are sharing with and how many people decide to jump on board. All right. Okay, guys. But so that's how you get paid on premium starter kits. And we're just going to go back to no slide for a minute, Janelle. I want to talk about another way that we make income with Young Living. So not only do they pay us amazing bonuses and incentives for selling premium starter kits, but we also can make uni-level commissions. Okay, I know that doesn't sound really exciting, uni-level commissions, but it's actually super exciting. It's my favorite part of this business because this is where it gets really good. This is where you heard Jason talking about passive income or residual income. This is the income that you continue to make month after month for previous work that you've done. As an example, I have people that I've enrolled back in 2014 when I first started with Young Living. They fell in love with the product. They decided that they wanted to be on our monthly shopping program because they wanted to switch out their shopping to Young Living. And they purchased month after month after month. And I continue to make commissions off of those purchases. Do I have to phone them every month and say, hey, what do you want this month? No. Do I have to carry stock in my back room for them to come and pick it up? No. Do I have to make deliveries to go bring it to them? No. That is what I absolutely love about this business. I set people up to be independent. I give them all the tools they need to get online or to make a phone call to Young Living and place their orders. They get their oils at the same price that I get mine for, and I make a commission. And not only that, but if they start to share with people that they love, they start to make commissions too, and they start to get their orders paid for. And maybe even beyond that, they start to make some income. And I continue to make income off of those people's orders too, because it's not just the people that I've spoken to and enrolled, it's also the people that my people have spoken to. So this is really cool. I'm going to show you a graphic on how that works in a minute. But first, let's talk about how do I ensure that I get paid every month? Because in Young Living, there's a step that we must take to ensure that we are able to get paid every month. To get paid every month, I have to make sure that my account is active. All right. To have an active account, I have to place one order per year. However, if I want to get paid on a monthly basis, I need to have 100 PV order placed per month. Okay, some of you might be like, well, why should you have to spend money to make money? I just want you to think about what it would be like to have a traditional business and what kind of bills you'd have to pay every month. You'd have to pay your heating, your gas. Well, that's the same, essentially, kind of electricity. You'd have to pay for staff. You'd have to pay rent, right? There's all kinds of bills you'd have to pay. With Young Living, the only thing we have to do is place an order per month at 100 PV, which is approximately $130 Canadian. And that's it. That makes us eligible to make money. And guys, 100 PV is nothing when you're buying your supplements, when you're buying your personal care products, when you're buying your oils. This is not just like giving money, like paying a monthly fee to them. You're actually getting product in exchange for being able to make an income. So I think it's extremely generous of Young Living because they take care of my payroll, they take care of my taxes, like they take care of making sure that I'm taken care of in all those areas. I had somebody who's starting a traditional business reach out to me the other day and say, okay, what do you use for your payroll? What do you use for like taking care of this, that, and all the things? And I was like, Young Living takes care of all of it. All I have to do is place my order every month. And they were like, are you for real? I was like, yeah, it's a really sweet deal. You should look into it. You guys, this is brilliant. And not only that, but the 100 PV order that you place every month is tax deductible. So that's what I mean when it's like your taxes are being taken care of. Because at the end of the year, you can give those receipts to your accountants and say, this was my business fee. I had to do $130 Canadian worth of product. It's about $100 US every month. And I can write that off because it's my business fee. So it's pretty sweet, you guys. It really does. When you're placing a monthly order anyway, it makes sense to be on our loyalty program, which I had spoken about previously. Young Living also highly incentivizes this program. So there's two areas that they really highly incentivize: the premium starter kits, the sales, right, of them, as well as what the customer gets, but also Essential Rewards, our monthly shopping program. And how do they incentivize it? Well, they give us 10 to 25% back in points on every order. So I'm at 25% now. Once you've been on the program for 2 years, you get 25% back. So for every 100 PV that I order, I get $25 of free product. It's like It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that that's an amazing deal. I could never go to a pharmacy or a grocery store and say, okay, for every $100 I spend here, $100 US, I want you to give me $25 back in free product. It just wouldn't happen, right? But Young Living does that. And they also give you free oils at 3, 6, 9, 12 months. And if you're Canadian and you're placing your order between the 1st and the 5th of the month, they're giving you a $10 product credit every month just for placing your order early. You guys, it's an amazing thing. And it also delivers that residual passive income that we all desire by incentivizing our members to switch their shopping to Young Living and start buying on a regular basis. And once they start buying on a regular basis, guess what? That income continues rolling in. Like Janelle had spoken about, she took some time off when she had her last baby. I took some time off when my husband passed away a couple years ago. And it took me, I'll be honest, it took me a while to get my bearings back. But Young Living provided an income through that time. It's not like I totally dropped the ball, but I definitely wasn't able to do as much as I used to do. I took good care of my members, but I wasn't enrolling as I had been, right? So it's exciting that Young Living has that flexibility that when you are able to, you go into high production mode and you're enrolling and you're bringing lots of new life into your team. But through it all, you're always making sure that you're really taking care of the existing members that you have. I agree with Jason. You would never want to just enroll somebody and drop them like a hot potato, because that is not kind and that is not what our business is all about. Okay, Janelle, if you could put up that uni-level slide, I'm just going to show you guys. Here's what uni-level payout looks like. You'll see, okay, she's getting it up. I want you guys to see this because this is really exciting. You can see the orange circle, that's you, okay? Anybody that you've signed up that is directly beneath you, you're making 8% on, all right? And then it goes to 5, 4, 4, 4. Now, just to back up the truck a little bit, in the first 3 months of having a new member, you're actually making 25% on that new member. And once they hit month 4, that's when this kicks in. So let's say I signed up Janelle, which I didn't. She's a couple levels down from me, but let's just say I did. For the first 3 months, I'm going to make 25% off her orders. So if she decides to get on Essential Rewards, and I've shown her the value of being on that program, I'm going to make 25% off of those orders. And then I'm going to start making 8% if she's directly beneath me. Now, let's say Janelle goes and talks to Jocelyn, and Jocelyn says, hey, I want in on this too. And Jocelyn decides to sign up. Well, you see level 2, Jocelyn is now on my level 2 line. So I'm going to make 5% off of Jocelyn. Okay, let's say Jocelyn goes and shares with who else is on the call? Let's say Val. Okay, I'm just making this up. This is not how it actually goes. But let's say she signs up Val. Val's my level 3 now. I'm going to make 4% off of Val's orders. Okay, Jocelyn's going to make 8% and Janelle's going to make 5%. You see how it just keeps going down, down, down? And that's how it works. At Star, you're getting paid from levels 1 to 3. Senior Star rank, levels 1 to 4. Executive levels 1 to 5. Now I'm going to get Jocelyn to put a link in the comment section that's going to explain these ranks to you, because it's way too much to talk about on this call tonight and I don't want to overwhelm you. But the different ranks have different payouts, as you can see, and they mean different things. In this clip that she's going to share, it's also going to talk about the silver bound bonuses. Like Young Living doesn't give us enough goodness, they also have bonuses as you make your way through the ranks up to silver. They've got all kinds of, they have cash incentives. They give you extra cash for meeting certain criteria. So I don't know. Jason said that we're the best out of the industry for our commissions. I agree. It is amazing how much they pay out. And when you hit certain ranks, you get trips to different farms. It's highly, highly incentivized, and they really love on their members and on the people who are sharing and living with others. Okay, as your business starts to build and you achieve these ranks, I want Janelle to go to the next slide, and I'm going to show you guys what the monthly income potential of these ranks are. So take a look at this. We've got Royal Crown Diamond, which is our highest ranked. Were you guys here for Adam Green? Not that long ago, right? He was speaking on our first call. He is a Royal Crown Diamond. So this is on average what he is making a month. This is a month. People don't make this in a year, some people, 2 years, and he's making this in a month. Okay, so this is the potential of this business. Now, these are averages. So they've taken low to high and they've averaged it out. Then there's Crown Diamond, and then you see Diamond. You saw Heather Dahl and Heidi Ross on our call. They're both Diamond leaders. So you're looking at a $30,000 paycheck per month on average for a Diamond leader. And then you've got Platinum. This is where Janelle and I sit at a Platinum level. We've got Gold after that. We've got Silvers. I'm sure we've got Silvers on the call. Put your hands up. So exciting. Could that make a difference for you? Having an extra $1,600 a month? I'm sure that it could. What would you need in order to meet your monthly budget? Lots of us work with a monthly budget. We know exactly what we need per month to just pay the bills, buy the groceries, and that's it, right? What would be nice to have just a little bit of extra? Take a look here. We've got Senior Star at 149. We got Executive at 366. That gives people a little bit of wiggle room, right? Silver is a level where it really starts to make a difference for people. And then you've got Gold. That's like replacing a full-time income. We're looking at like a nurse or a teacher's salary possibly, right? And then it just goes on and on and on. The next slide is going to show you what it looks like on a yearly basis. So some of you work better with looking at an annual income. So if you could look here, maybe you just got your taxes done and you know what you made last year. What rank would equal what you made? What would you rather make to make ends meet or to be able to do some things with your family that you haven't been able to do? You can take a look here at it and see what would really suit your family and your lifestyle. And then when Jocelyn shares that link, which I'm sure she has already, and you watch it, keep in mind the rank that you have here in mind and look at what you would need to do. And then if you're interested in figuring out how to do that, reach out to one of your leaders, Janelle and I included, and we will reverse it for you and show you what steps you would need to actually get there. We call it reverse engineering. It's basically telling you you'd have to do this, you'd need this many people ordering this much product. How can we get you there? All right. And of
And we lost her, friends. I'm not sure what happened there.
off or haven't been able to go to work.
She's back.
Okay, am I back?
You're back.
Okay, so I was just saying in this time, a lot of people have been unstable in their work and not been able to make an income. But I will tell you that Young Living has been amazing through this time. So we have seen steady income. I've been with Young Living for 6 years and I have had steady income for 6 years. Of course, there's some dips and some highs, but I will tell you that right now people are looking for natural solutions and they're looking for ways to make themselves healthier, and they're also looking for ways to make money from home. So that is really exciting. It's a really exciting time to be in Young Living. Did you know that last month Young Living as a company received more new members than ever in history in the previous month in May? Can you believe it? Like in this time of uncertainty, we've had more signups than ever. I think that just goes to speak of what kind of company we are and what people are looking for. So it is a very exciting time to get in. So what do you have to do to make that extra $200 in the next 5 days like we spoke about? You have to sign up 3 people with a premium starter kit. And don't forget, you can set up direct deposit in your virtual office underneath my account, and that will allow you to receive your funds much quicker than through the mail. So make sure you go there and you get that set up and you start posting some curiosity posts or start talking about what the oils have done, start making notes of what they're doing for you. And we would love to help you further if you have any more questions on any of these numbers. I also asked that Jocelyn put the link for the Essential Rewards in the comment section. If you don't know much about Essential Rewards, make sure that you take a look there because she has a link for people to learn more about what it actually means. And Janelle had also brought up earlier today that there's this amazing way to shorten your member number. So let's say somebody says, okay, I want to get started. There's a way for you to get your member number into a link that you could actually send the person a link and they could click on it, open it up, and it would it would bring them to the Young Living landing page, and they would be able to start their application for a free wholesale account. Well, it's not an application. It's basically them getting a wholesale account, and it would automatically give you the credit for bringing them there so that you get paid for it. All right. So we'll get that also in the comment section. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me. For those of you who love numbers, yay. For those of you who don't, thanks for not dropping out. Okay, Janelle's going to go to step number 3.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Crystal, for that. Because, like, not gonna lie, when I first started, this is the part that made my brain explode. And so I had to listen to lots of YouTube videos while I was walking on my treadmill, compensation plan books I was reading, no joke. Because like I said, numbers are not my forte, and I just love people and I just want to help people. But it was super, super helpful for me to learn this part because it allowed me to succeed quicker so that I could help more people. And that was my ultimate goal. Okay, so we talked about the first 2 steps, which was expose yourself and others to the product, and then enroll and get people on to understand the value of essential rewards. Okay, the third thing is engage. So Jason was alluding to, the amazing people that are part of Young Living. We always say, like, this is our tribe, this is our community, these are our best life besties, and all of you are part of that now, because you are now part of a community of people that really, really care about doing the next right thing when it comes to their holistic health. So it's a community, and here is the place that we educate. Remember, Jason was saying, like, enroll and then take them on the stroll. This is the strolling part. So we have to really plug our members into something that will help to educate them primarily at the beginning. Because let's face it, most of us grew up with, like, just take whatever the doctor gives you, get the prescription drug, go get the Tylenol or the Advil or the over-the-counter, whatever, if you're not feeling well. We were not trained to use essential oils as our first go-to to maintain wellness on a regular basis. And we weren't trained on how to use supplements to support our bodies to do what our bodies were meant to do and can do naturally, which is heal and restore itself. So we need to be educated in this. So it's important that you plug your members into either a Facebook group or you get them some type of resource. So I want to talk about an app that you can get, reference guide for essential oils, and it's on here. You can get it on your app store. We are going to post a link for it in the Your Best Life Naturally Facebook group. Okay, I think we have already, but I'll post it again. And it's like a $7 app, I think, but it's totally worth getting because you can just look up, toe fungus, and then it'll give you a bunch of oils or remedies that are good for that with Young Living products. Or you can look up, Crohn's disease or whatever, and it'll give you ideas on how to help that. So what I like to do is, for example, somebody will call me up and they say, hey, my aunt suffers with toe fungus. I'll be like, gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Let me send you a resource. So I'll just take a screenshot on my phone. And the way that you do that is you push your home button and the side power button at the same time, and it'll actually take a picture of whatever's on your screen. So I'll go to the app, find the toe fungus thing, take the screenshot, and then I'll text it or message it out to that person. And so that's a really easy way of getting people the information. Or, of course, you can always get them hooked up with the places to buy these kinds of books. And I highly recommend getting this anyhow. It's just that this is pretty big to lug around on a regular basis. So I like the app for handiness, but this is really great to have around for reference as well. And again, you can get that at www.discoverlsp.ca if you're in Canada, or .com if you're in the US. So number 1, expose. Number 2, enroll NDR. And number 3, engage. Take them on a stroll, check in on them, give them a call. I cannot tell you how many people will buy a premium starter kit and it will sit on their shelf for a year because they're intimidated about opening it up and figuring out what it does. Please, 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 at least in the first month that somebody gets a premium starter kit from you, call them up and say, hey, how's it going? Did you unwrap it? Which is your favorite oil? What have you tried yet? and give them ideas, okay? So connect with them. And then once your team grows, you're gonna wanna create a team culture. So our team culture here that we've created is one that's really fun and supporting and life-giving. So those are the sorts of things you want to impart to your members as well. Alrighty, so we have a special guest here tonight that's also going to just share a quick 2-minute testimony on what the Young Living business has been able to do for her and her family. We are going to hear from Valerie Widzani. Valerie Widzani is a mother of 11. Oh yes, let me hear you say it. She is absolutely an incredible woman of God, a woman of faith, and well, clearly, if you have 11 children, that has got to be part of the situation, right? But she has a wonderful husband, David, who's super supportive and does the business alongside her. And so I am going to give it up to Valerie to share very quickly with us how Young Living has blessed their lives.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Janelle. Hi, everyone. It's lovely to be here tonight. In 2 minutes or less, I'm going to give you my story. Okay, so 17 years ago, I enrolled in Young Living, became a member because I actually just wanted to get wholesale prices and get a deal. So no one told me really a whole lot how to use that starter kit, and we didn't really know what we were really doing with it. But about 10 years ago, I got really sick with a autoimmune chronic illness, and that set me back quite a bit. It was after the birth of our 11th child. And so also during that time, my sister was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and it was a really, really tough time for me and for her. But it was because of that experience that I decided I had to take personal self-responsibility for my wellness. And we kind of accidentally came across something called Essential Rewards. We signed up for the Ninja Red. After being on that Ninja Red for about 6 to 10 months, I was actually increasing in my wellness. My husband was like, you keep buying that because it's good for you. So I kept on buying the Ninja Red. And after about 2 years, we were like, oh my gosh, I'm almost better. The brain fog was gone. Just so many things were happening with my wellness that were going in the right direction. So we basically decided that this was such a good product. It took us 15 years to do that. And we decided to actually start this business. So we started the business 2 years ago. We did Silver in 6. It was just an amazing trip. Basically, just gave us a really good solid foundation. Recently, my husband was laid off due to this COVID crisis and the crisis in the energy sector right now in Canada here. And so what Young Living has done for us is given us a really solid foundation to not be super worried about our income. We have a good foundation to go and to fly with now, and we're excited to do that. We're excited about silver-bound bonuses happening, and we're excited to see everybody here. If you want to do silver-bound bonuses, just ask your team leader, your enroller, and they will tell you all about that. So I think that's wrapped up 2 minutes.
You are awesome, rock star girl. That is so great. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Valerie. You're totally inspiring. Yeah, just love your story and love your family. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up our call here today, friends, but we want to end with a really cool giveaway. So we have 2 giveaways today. The first giveaway is this book. It's called The 4-Year Career. And this is a really good kind of concise way of explaining what we talked about tonight about passive income, about residual income. But what I like is it has these testimonies at the back, and some of these people you'll actually recognize. We have Heather Dahl, Heidi Ross, Adam Green, the people that were on the first call. Their stories are in here, so I know you're gonna love this book. And then the other one is this one, and it's particularly for women, The 4-Year Career. So what I appreciate about this one is like numbers and that sort of thing, and this one's more for the female brain that maybe isn't so wired like that. It explains it in a different way, which I really can appreciate. It's pretty looking on the inside as well, and so I hope that you guys will enjoy it. So who are the winners? Drum roll, please. Da, 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 da. We have Raylene Pete won this one, and Rebecca Wingzura won this one. Yay! So we'll be mailing those out to you ladies here right away. So before we close, we just want to quickly share with you our next couple of classes so that you know exactly what's coming down the pipe. Oh yeah, make sure that you sign into our Facebook group and send your friends this way as well. And our next class is Have Anxiety? Are you losing your cool? How to diffuse the stress of home/crisis schooling. Because let's face it, we are not doing normal homeschooling right now. This is crisis schooling, even for those of us that are veteran homeschoolers. But what's going to be cool about this phone call is we're going to be talking whether you have kids that go to school or not, it's irrelevant. You come on this call and you learn how to diffuse stress and anxiety in your life. We're going to give you very practical tips, and we're going to have a handful of guest homeschool rock stars that are coming onto the call, members of our team that have been homeschooling for many, many years, and they're going to share their homeschooling tips and their ways to run your home when you're homeschooling. So not necessarily even oily, just like general tips. And they're going to be also sharing their oily tips as well. So you definitely want to be in on that call. Same time, same place. We'll post the link in the group. And then the class after that on June 15th is called H.O.P.E, how to get back outside and enjoy it. So this again is going to be a super practical class. You know, everybody is dealing with pollen and hay fever and allergies and you know, poison ivy and itching oak and the whole thing right now in summertime. And we don't want you to suffer anymore. So we are going to give you the tools that you need to kick this in the butt ASAP and get out and enjoy the outdoors. So those are our upcoming classes, friends. We hope that you will join us and that you'll go ahead and share with your friends. If this is something that somebody in your life is dealing with, get them on the call so that they can learn and you can be a beacon of hope for them. So thanks again for hopping on the call.
Thank you, everybody, for your time.
And we will talk to you again very, very soon. God bless. Good night.
Good night.